Education is the key. Education is the secret. Education is the key. Education is the knowledge. Education. Education is the key. 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 Okuruchas was once a little child. He went to school today. He's my governor brother. Ima Okori was once a little child. He went to school today. He's my minister. And Dora Kuyili was once a little child. She went to school today. Ambassador. I love to get to school. I learn to read and write. I love to go to school. I want to be a doctor. I love to go to school. To learn to read and write. I love to go to school. I want to be a lawyer. Education. Education is the key. 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 Uncle Jonathan was once a little child. He went to school today. My president, Uncle Oyedepo, was once a little child. He went to school today. A great minister, Auntie Okonjo-Iweala, was once a little child. She went to school today. Ambassador. Education is the key. Education is the power. Education is the key. Education is the secret. Education is the key. Education is the knowledge. Education. Education is the key. Education is the key. Education. 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 Education is the key. I love to get to school. I learn to read and write. I love to go to school. I want to be a doctor. I love to go to school. To learn to read and write. I love to go to school. I want to be a lawyer. Education. Education is the key. 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 Good morning, everybody listening to us. Good morning to the Nigerian community. Good morning to all parents across the length and breadth of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Good morning to school owners. Good morning to students of school-going age. It is a very happy morning to us, and I'm wishing everybody a very happy week ahead. This is the voice of the pedagogues and Educational Research Institute dedicated to giving parents and school owners, educational stakeholders, information about the educational system and how we can make it a better place, how we can make it a better industry across the length and breadth of Africa.
Education, by its very nature, being a vehicle for formidable social change, a progressive vehicle, a vehicle that is very vibrant, an instrument of social engineering, and so it will not be a good thing to keep silent on the educational system. And I want to use this medium to thank everybody who is encouraging us and sharing our video, everybody who is watching us. Thank you. And I wish the students that are writing their WAEC success in their examination. So without much ado about nothing, this morning we'll be discussing on why students fail examination. Why students fail examination. The causes of students' failure in examination can range from one factor to another, but in most cases, the problem can be caused by the students themselves. The problem at times, on a very infinitesimal and small note, it can be caused by the government, although the causes of the government have solutions that can be preferred to by the parents. Uh, on a very more serious note, causes of students' failure can come from the parents. In most cases, most of the time it comes from the parents because it's the parents that will really set the pace. It can also come from the school authority. So we'll be looking at the topic from the perspective of the parents as a very key factor in the cause of students' failure in their examination. Um, there are challenges at times that we struggle between languages, which language to use. We are very much aware because we share our video beyond the shores, the immediate shores of our environment. But be that as it may, I would like to also communicate using the Yoruba language. Láwùrọ̀ yìí a fẹ́ sọ nípa bí ètò ẹ̀kọ́ ṣe lè dára nípasẹ̀ nǹkan tí ó yẹ kí àwọn òbí kí ó ṣe. Ojúṣe àwọn òbí sí ètò ẹ̀kọ́ ọmọ wọn ló yẹ kóbí ṣe. Nínú ìwé mímọ́ ó yẹ kó yé wa wípé Jésù Kristi, ìyá Jésù Kristi sọ fún wọn nínú ìwé mímọ́ níbi ìgbéyàwó Kánà àti Gálílì. Ó ní ohun tó bá ti ní kẹ́ ẹ ṣe. Because we'll be giving certain information that will help parents. So whatever we ask you to do here, make sure that you do it as a piece of advice so that it will be good. In that place in the Bible, they eventually were very happy because they yielded to instruction. And also in the 2 Kings chapter 5, we see that young lady trying to advise Lama. Ó ní wòlíì bá ti ní kó ṣe ńlá kan ìbá ti ṣe. Mélòó ló sọ fún ẹ gbà pé kí ìwọ kó wẹ̀ kí o sì mọ́. And you see that she yielded and she also succeeded. So the pedagogue is a voice in the educational system, sharing different information that will help parents, that will help the society, and that will help the educational system. We urge parents to listen to us and heed to our advice. So God bless you as you do so. So without wasting time, if a child is to be good in the examination, we all know in Nigeria that the medium of writing examination is the English language, and we know that English language by its very nature is not the language of our fathers and mothers. It's not the language of our indigenous. It's not our indigenous language. It's the language of the colonialists handed over to us. And so we at times struggle with this language before we reach prominence in it, before we reach proficiency in it. So it is very much important to groom children very well in the language. And how do you groom children very well using the English language, which is the language of education? Is for them to be exposed to reading culture right from primary school. And in primary school, it is important that they read as much as possible. Even in secondary school, they read, they have books, they read. It is very, very much important that they are introduced to reading storybooks. Storybooks will go a long way to help them, to make them to be versed in the language, to have knowledge of the phonology, of the vocabulary, of the syntax of the language, of the part of speech. Once they are able to identify all these things, it will be very, very simple for them and easy to communicate using the language. The tenses, the concord of English language is very, very much important. So when children are very good in English language, they will be able to think easily with the language, because thinking is very, very important when it comes to writing examination. Many children cannot think, many children cannot write. When you give them something to write, you discover that what they are writing is far below expectation. Not only the problem is not only in public secondary school, this problem is it's not only in private school. On a very general note, children of school going age cannot write reasonably. They cannot think. And so it's not the problem of the teacher. Yes, the parents have a lot to do as to making sure that the children are properly groomed, and they are very vast in terms of writing. So reading culture is very important. At times, parents, children should have reading regimen. In recent time, the use of Android phone and some other home conveniences are making children to shy away from reading, are deterring them the golden opportunity to read. So it is important for parents to supervise them and ensure that these home gadgets, Android phone, videos, social media don't waste the precious time of children in their reading table. If a child is in GS1 or GS2, it is important for this child to be able at least to read 2 hours in a day. The parents should take note and make sure that they do this, because if the teacher teaches and parents don't supervise the reading culture of the children, it is a wilderness of wasted logic. They will not get the importance of reading. They will not get what the teacher has taught. What the teacher teaches is the skeleton, which the students need to flesh up when they read. So it is very important for you as a parent to study the reading culture of your children. Wake them up early in the morning, as early as 4. Let them read to 6 a.m. Let them do the assignments. Let them read from 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. For example, that is 2 hours, 4 hours, 3 hours convenient reading. And immediately it becomes their lifestyle. Immediately it becomes their habit. It will be very simple and very easy for them to continue doing that on their own. And if you are an educated parent, at times your young children in primary school will read, tell them bring your notes. You try to ask questions. What have you read? As a parent, these are the things that you have to do. Training a child does not end in payment of school fees. That is the mistake many parents are doing. They will put their children, they say, I've put you in private school, I've paid your school fees, I've bought cardigan, I've bought notes, I've bought a textbook. They will not supervise the reading culture of their children. It is not the teacher that will do this. You are the home with the child, the home being the first agent of socialization. It depends on the orientation you give children from home. If they are not properly given the right orientation, they will not know the value of education. Parents should know that education is not something that is reading is not something that is easy to do. You have to motivate these children, most especially in recent time, that the reward of education is not immediate. It has to be timely. It's qualitative. It's measurable in qualitative term, not in quantitative term. So it is very much important for parents to supervise children, supervise their reading habits, supervise their reading culture, motivate them to read, let them know the importance of reading. Without this, they will not perform very well in examination. They will just be doing rubbish. Another thing is that English language it is not the language of our mother tongue. So we struggle with it in Africa. So that's not something that is easy for anybody to acquire. So it is very much important for you to ensure that these children are able to think in this language. Then another thing is that you should enable your children to listen to television programs, that where they can learn from the good speakers, from the good users of the language. Let them learn. When they are very vast, it will be very easy for them to write. When they are not vast, when they are empty-headed, they will have nothing in their head. They will not be able to write anything. They will not. You will just be paying money in private school and wasting your money if you don't supervise your children. It's not the function of the teacher. Don't say it's the teacher are not doing anything. Oh no, it's not the teacher that will supervise the children for you. You are the one to supervise them. You are the one to wake them up early in the morning. I could when I was in secondary school, it was a period where I read my textbooks from cover to cover. Let your children also imbibe such culture. Provide books for them. Get them books. When you get them books, supervise their reading culture. You will discover that they will be very, very vast. They will be very, very, very vast. And this is very, very much important. Get newspaper for your children. Newspaper. Maybe once in a month. Get them maybe newspaper. Let them read. If they cannot read, we don't expect them to read everything in a day. Maybe they read 2 pages today. Then another day they read 1 page. Another day they read 1 column. They are learning. They are learning the construction. They are learning the vocabulary. They are learning the contextual usage of words. And it is transferable. This is transferable. By the time they want to write, they will write maturely. They will write maturely. They will be able to know how to write. They will know how to think. Another very important thing is for you to get your children a dictionary. Get them dictionary. Immediately a child, if even right from primary school, there is nothing wrong from a child in primary school having a dictionary. Maybe the Oxford Advanced Learner Dictionary. They check the meaning of a word. They know the expression. They check idioms. They check the pronunciation of words. You discover that they are holistically learning. They are learning. The learning will be in a total situation. Get tips for your children. Some children are audio learners. Some children are visual learners. Some children are audio-visual learners. To consolidate the effort of the teachers at home, get tips for them. Get video clips for them. Let them watch what the teachers learning activities in their classes and in the level of their mental age. Let them watch. By then from there, some children will learn, because when they see colorful, well-designed materials, they will want to watch. They will learn at their pace. You have to ensure that you monitor the time of your children very closely. Even if they are to watch film or whatever, it has to be strictly monitored. Even if they are to do whatever at home, it has to be strictly monitored. You have to create time for them. You have to ensure that they have time for their studies. They have time for their studies, because this is very, very much important. So then, imbibing the decorum lifestyle in children, you have to ensure that they are properly mentored. You have to ensure that you teach them life. The home being the first, the most immediate, the foremost agent of socialization. This is for the training you give children from home that they bring to school. If a child does not usually listen at home, if a child plays too much at home, that will be the factor that will be the factor that will affect the child. That will be what the child will transfer to his learning. That is will be what will affect the disposition and the attitude of the child towards his own education. So it is very, very much important to teach them how to behave. We call it human decorum. We call it social skill. We call it well, good behavior. They should be conformist. They should be able to abide by rules and regulation. So if they are not able to do this, it will affect their learning. So these are the reasons why children fail examination. They fail because most of the time these children don't read anything. They lack reading culture. They play too much. They don't know when to be serious from when to play. They cannot decipher. They don't. They lack little think. They have little thinking skill. So all these things will really, really affect. And so parents need to be on their guard. Parents need to be more alive to their responsibility, most especially in the area of the supervision of the child. You see, a primary school child, there is nothing wrong with doing the school assignment with your child at times. It's your duty as a parent. by the time these children are developed, you don't really have much problem. It's just for you to tell them, to supervise them, and you have to also take note of their weak points. Maybe they bring report sheets. This child is deficient in mathematics. This child is deficient in English language. You should identify that and make sure that this child is helped. Then you arrange for remedial classes. Once the child is deficient in certain subjects, you arrange for the remedial class. So when the child when there is remedy provided for the weak subjects, then they can pick up from there. They can pick up and begin to do well from there. So these are little tips. Àwọn nǹkan tí ẹ̀yin òbí gbọ́dọ̀ máa ṣe leléyìí, so that ẹ kàn ní máa da owó yín dànù ní schools tí ẹ fi àwọn ọmọ yín sí, torí pé kò rọrùn. And I pray that every parent that is striving hard to ensure that their children are successful, that are paying school fees, that are buying books for their children, that are listening to instructions, I pray that you succeed and the children will make you proud in Jesus' name. So continue watching us, continue to listen to us, continue to share little information that will help the education of your children. And we have products. We have English for Solid Foundation English for children in junior secondary school. It's one of the best-selling books. Patronize us. This is third time, and we have counseling. We have many other products that we have written, but we have not produced. So you trying to encourage us will go a long way to make some of our dreams come to reality. Then we are agitating. We are soliciting for support to turn this program to a radio program. We urge your sponsorship. So if you want to help us in a certain capacity, you are welcome. You can private chat me, or you call us with the number on the on our flyer, on our wallpaper. So you can call us through that medium, and we'll be able to respond. We are advocating for a better educational system. We cannot sweep the educational system under the carpet. We are advocating for a better educational system. So, and we pray that Nigeria will be better. Thank you very much, and wishing you a very happy week ahead. God bless you.